Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we have some 1958 quarters in just incredible shape. And you won't often see them in a shape as good as this. And you can see here it says Liberty at the top, just above George Washington's head. Down here at the bottom it says 1958. Right there it says In God We Trust. And then if we tip this one back and forth, you see that this is just a really, really fine view. George Washington. We see a little bit of coloring in the back there. Does not take away from the coins. And in fact, some people like the kind of patina and the coloring and pay more for it, pay a premium for it. Push it way, way up here. We see a little bit more coloring there, and then we see a J and an F there. And that's for John Flanagan. John Flanagan designed this coin, engraved this coin in 1932 on George Washington's 200th birthday. We tip it on the edge and we see that looks a little unfamiliar, and that is because it doesn't have the copper nickel clad copper in it. It's 90% silver. And we get to the back and we see we have a spectacular coin here. This is one of the best head definitions that I've seen in a long, long time. It says United States of America around the top, E pluribus unum here. The eagle is holding some arrows. The feather end here, the sharp end here, and then down below is a olive wreath in symbolizing peace. The eagle symbolizes power, or sometimes, in some cases, war. $quarter says right here, so it's worth 25 cents in the United States of America. This is another one of them, and again we have this coloration, kind of nice coloration though, no complaints here. If we magnify it up, we see a little bit of a dip there above the E. But not enough to make a die crack or anything. But when we tip it this way, we see some pretty good definition here. Not such great lips as there is in the other one. In God We Trust. A little bit of a smudge there. And then, of course, down here we see some scratches. Those are from quarters hitting each other. Probably occurred at the mint. If we flip this one up on its edge, of course, it's 1958, so it's going to be. And then this is why I wanted to take it to the back, because this is where the mint mark is on the 1958. In 1958 at the Denver Mint, they made 78 million of these. So almost every 1958 you see is going to be a Denver Mint coin. And why is that? Because they only made 7 million at the Philadelphia Mint. These are really going to be a little bit more valuable, the Phillies, worth somewhere between $8 and $20. In this condition right here, probably closer to the $20 plus range, because that's such a good Philly. The Denver coins, because they made so many more of them, are a little less expensive, but you're still going to get $8 to $10 in this condition, maybe a little bit more. You know, it's one of those things where a collector who needs this for their collection might pay a little bit more. This one you can see the D doesn't have quite as good definition in the feathers, and I think that's one. And this one it's almost those like those ghost feathers down here. See, on these, the feathers of the eagle, the tail feathers actually come down below the arrow. On this one, they don't come down with very good definition, and that's probably because when you're making 78 million of them compared to 7 million, you're doing them a little faster, a little quicker, and maybe rushing a little bit, you might say. We have these, and these are probably worth between 10 and 20, 25 bucks each, because they're in such great shape. What does a regular quarter from 1958 look like? Well, this is what it would look like if you got one that went around the block, I guess you'd say, in general circulation. There's Washington there. You see how it kind of wears down, gets a little pockmarked. A little harder to see the J and the F down here. In fact, I don't know if you could tell that was a J and an F down there. Tip it up, it's still going to be silver, still 90% silver. A regular coin like this, without any special errors or anything else on it, is going to be worth a minimum of $5 to $6, and that's because it has about $5 worth of silver in it. These are 90% silver coins. We get onto the back and you'll see you couldn't even tell from this one that it actually had any feathers on the body of it, and you certainly can't see the definition of the beak and stuff here. You can tell that there's a ribbon on the arrows, but you can't really define, and the tail down here. And then of course this is a D too. So let's compare this used D to the really great condition D, and you'll see that the D gets a little bit smudged as it goes through time. These coins are great to collect. Some people say 1958, wasn't that a year where they changed the coins? It was, but it wasn't for the quarter. In 1958 was the last year of the Lincoln wheat ears penny. So here's the back of that 1958 penny, and you can see if we get the light a little bit better. So this is the Wheat Ears penny. 1959, the next year, they came out with the Lincoln Memorial penny, and you can see just the huge difference. So this is the 58 was the last year of the Lincoln Wheat Ears penny, and 59 was the first year of the Lincoln Memorial penny, but they did not change the quarters. But you say, well, I know they changed the quarters sometime. Well, that wasn't until 1965. Here's a 1965. They went away from silver and a quarters in 1965, and you can see that this is the copper nickel clad copper here, and no more silver in them. But that was not on a quarter until 1965. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coinwell International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. Leave any comments you have in the comments section.